Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Sarah Bazak. Um, Sorry, I just, from this ayat, I was doing some research, went to love, again, the polity is against those who love some people more than Allah, whereas they should love Allah, or whether there is a should there or not in that ayat. So I just found Krishna's story with Radha. And so what is love? Maybe I shouldn't start here. I don't want to break down here, and sorry about this. Also, I'm not trying to emotionally blackmail you or anything. I just didn't know. By now, I hope you know that I don't want you to pity me or sympathize. I just sincerely want to help Muslims leave Islam, see for themselves. Also, as I do the live streams and then you do your own research. So I left you on Surah 34, Ayat 50. Uh, and that's in the Ismaili Quran too. So I'm just going to show you from the previous live stream. I left here, I think. All right. So I was saying that even in the Ismaili Quran, it says, and this doesn't make sense. Say, if I should err, I would only err against myself. No, that's not true, because what it says is that um, Imam Ali, Prophet Muhammad being the light of Allah, and without this light, without following, obeying Prophet Allah and Prophet Muhammad, you cannot come to this light. And even what it says in the Quran ayat, if you're a Sunni or a Quran only, that if you love Allah, follow me. Allah will love you and forgive you your sins. You remember that ayat? So if you're not an Ismaili or a Shia. So what is love also we should see. So I was seeing that and I couldn't find the, and love doesn't come with reason. Should it? Should it come with the mind when the heart should be beyond the mind? So intellect, even, like I could show you how shall I go step by step here and then come to what, then you'll see what we come to, right? So we're discovering together. And please leave your, the reason why I see, because I see injustice in the Quran ayats against the polytheists, not that, I think that I'm Hindu or I, or anything like that, unbiased. I try to go and unbiased, right? Try to show you here. So if you would just leave your every premonition, anything, what shall I call it? What is it? The feelings or the thing you've had for Allah, one Allah, for now, for just a little while. You see, it's I've seen there's some Muslims like last night I didn't come online because on live stream because I was just there at ex-Muslims from Pakistan. And I could see some Muslims, again, the same problem, the way they understand the halala a Quran ayat, Surah Tawbah at 230, which is not in the Ismaili Quran, but asking, oh, where is halala in the Quran? And so it's like halala, the word is not in the Quran, but let's say for hijab, like a hijabi, it's not in the Quran, which says, it's debatable whether khamar is from the head or the bosom only and all this. So when the ayat is like this for the females, we just call it hijab because God is in hijab. So the hijab is there how many times in the Quran? Not for khamar and to cover your body for the women, females. Girls also at certain age, they have to do this hijab. So just for the sake of brevity and all, we called it hijab. God doesn't call it hijab. When Bibi Maryam went into hijab, the word hijab is used, but not for khamar and for jalbab, the covering you do, or whatever. If some Muslims say that it's not the head, it's just the bosom, and the jalbab is the outer covering when you go out, or with the non-mahram even at home, things like that. So Muslims giving some of the Muslims, not, I mean, trying to make their own opinions about the references, not accepting some ulama's references, okay? You don't want to accept that, but their reasoning is that the way we understand this ayat and also, on the name of halala, just for short, calling that what is said, what God has said in Surah Tawbah 230 about this, that when you divorce, your husbands, when you divorce your wives and then you want them back or they want to come back and you want them back, then they have to sleep with another man, consummate with another man, and then come back to you. So that is shortly given as halala. And so people have been also Muslims giving reasons why it is this. Divorce given in the Sunni way 3 times is very easy, not in the Shia way like some reconciliation time is given after the first divorce or before the divorce, some reconciliation time. In the Shia, I think it's like this, loosely put. I'm just guessing because I've never married, so. And all this, you can find out for yourself, right? Sorry, but that I can kind of explain. So I think in the Shia, before giving a divorce, the husband and wife can go to a ulama, get some counseling, or the wife can go to a female ulama, or whatever you like. I guess you can do that much freedom you have, and the husband can go to the male ulama, or if this doesn't work, then both of you can go to the male ulama and for reconciliation. So what I saw was people not accepting references, right? Or reasoning out that, oh, God has to punish. So it's easy in the Sunni side, it's easy to give a divorce 3 times. But if you're a Quran only or you're like a Sayyid who goes around giving your own reasons, or sorry, like one I just, you know, sorry, I had to be rude and I had enough with him. So he said, no, he was like giving reasons of his own. So it's easy for God to give a divorce, but very hard to go back. So to punish the husband, and the wife herself is punished in due course in this halala thing. Let's for short call it halala. Whatever the Arabs call it, I don't know. But in Pakistan, now I've realized that this word is used, halala, for this when the wife gets married to another man, consummates the marriage, and then goes back. So there are many problems in that, and you may give your own reasons why God did this and God. And I can say, well, in divorce it's easy, but you would say, no, I don't even take that kind of a divorce that is easy, that was imposed by Umar, not by Prophet Muhammad himself, like the Shia say, the three talaqs, and it goes on and on. So I give up on such people. But let's see, some other time, I've already done how to understand the Quran. So that I realized that there are different ways to understand the Quran ayats. You have your own opinion, but see how the women sometimes take every case and see how the woman suffers with this halala thing. Or if you don't want to call it halala, whatever you want to call it, and if you don't want to call it any name, then you say you say the whole phrase, but for short. So, I mean, Muslims coming there asking on ex-Muslim channel from Pakistan, where is halala in the Quran? Also, that I really got so much pressure on me. I felt I was going to, like, I couldn't take this anymore. So I was saying I'm also intolerant towards such Muslims, and whether they are saying it I'm sorry, respectfully to me here, but dishonest, dodgy, lying, covering up, you know, and going here and there explaining. This is what you do, Krishnamurti. You don't want to face the fact. And think about those women, who suffered due to this. Why are they being punished if the husband wants them back? And okay, they reconcile somehow. Then, if the husband wants them back, even then they have to go. And if they want to, then say okay. And they say okay. Like, look at the case how the woman then suffers. She has to be forced to marry someone she doesn't like, but just to go back to her first husband who wants her back, her ex-husband. This is, or any ex-husband who wants her back. Oh, a woman can't marry. So I'm getting confused now. Sorry, a little bit. So forgive me for this overlook. So a woman who wants to go back to her ex-husband, or her ex-husband wants her back also, she has to consummate marriage with another man to go back. That's the so people giving reasons that this is why God has made it so tough, so you don't toy with lives and all this. Already you see what is this ayah that says to men, as you wish, your women are your field. This is not toying with lives. This is not going to toy with a woman and a child. You marry at a child at the age of 19, you call her a woman, or 18, or adolescence, that's 13. My mother got married at 13. So all this, and then you find this ridiculous. I mean, it is ridiculous to say that, say if I should err. I showed you from the Ismaili Quran ayats about the Noor Ilahi, and how you will miss guidance and all this if you don't follow and obey Prophet Muhammad and the Imams thereafter. Okay? So this verse also is really ridiculous. Doesn't make sense, does it? And from where are you thinking? From your mind, right? But see to it that your mind is not biased. And I will also show you what great injustice has been done against idol worshippers. I have kept showing you through the Quran ayats. So you may love your one Allah and your, or as a Shia, Ahlul Bayt, and for Imam Hussein, and this, what Mazloom Imam, this Imam, and that Imam, and Bachis, and Bibi Sakina, and Ali Akbar, and all this. Okay? I'm not here to blackmail you emotionally like you have been blackmailed. I feel sorry to say this. You Shias have been blackmailed, really. So I'll show you how. The truth. Give me a chance. So leave your bias and your love for Allah and your hatred for the idols they worship for now. इंसान वो भी हैं और मोहब्बत वो भी करते थे और वर्शिप वो भी करते हैं अपने अल्लाह का, राइट? सिर्फ आप ही नहीं हैं जो एक्सक्लूसिव वो कर रहे हैं, और देखें कैसा धोखा दिया गया है हमें. सो टू लव प्रॉफिट मोहम्मद. अब मैं आपको लेके जाती हूँ वापस. सूर्य रात की आयत है. तो ये विटनेस कौन है? Now, is this even sufficient? Surah Rad, ayat 43. And those who believe say, you are not a messenger. Say, O Muhammad, sufficient is Allah as witness between me and you, and the witness of whoever has knowledge of the scripture, not whoever. For the Shias and the Ismailis, it's he who has knowledge of the scripture. So again, I take you to the Ismaili Quran on this ayat, Surah Rad, ayat 43. And what do you have to do? Let me read out from here. Ilm al-Kitab, knowledge of the book, knowledge of the heavenly book. The last part of the above mentioned verse is, and he who has knowledge of the book. The first proof of this. Now, I didn't do this in detail, so I'm doing this now in detail. So on Surah Rad at 43. The knowledge, he who has knowledge of the book, right? Surah Rad at 43. The first proof of this is certainly Mawla Ali. That is the heavenly knowledge which God and the Prophet have kept in his light is to be found nowhere else. Nowhere else. Question: where are the inner secrets of the Holy Quran? Answer: they are in the word be, the supreme pen. The supreme pen, Noon, is an angel, they say. Let's see. The Ismailis say. The guarded tablet, and Israfil, Mikael, and Jibrail. In the light of the Holy Prophet, in the divine speech, was in the light of the Holy Prophet, in that divine speech. Now, on the first account, Quran has failed. Even taking the Ismaili Quran ayats, there are contradictions, which I showed you earlier. But it goes on. See how much, and then see how much you will miss if you don't follow the Prophet, the Ismaili Shia Islam, and all this. Even in this, you can estimate from this what great secrets there are, what nemats, what fazl kareem or azim of Allah you will miss in the testimony and knowledge, and they're mentioned here. And my heart was sinking, like I was like trying to question myself again, like, oh my God, what if this Imam is true? So in my mind, in fear and losing God, the true God, I was like, maybe, of course, this Imam is present, Hazir Nazir. He's not even in hiding. What if I'm wrong? I started to get these doubts again and fearing, right? Out of fear, also, fear came. I will lose out so much. And not that this Imam punishes you, but oh my God, am I misguiding the people? I could, may I, if I have to misguide, I can be misguided and misguide myself, but not the people. What if this Imam is true? But then I reminded myself, look, every time, every step of the way, after some time or after some steps, there comes a ayat which is illogical and which is in the Ismaili Quran, which is this surah right here, Surah 34, ayat 50, right? If I err only for myself. I can say this, but not to Prophet Muhammad. And there's nothing on that in the Ismaili. Or maybe like, okay. So you can check what is there. I'll just check again. What is there? I went to the poll. Wait, right now I can't check, okay? Otherwise this thing will be broken. That is the heaven. Okay, where was I now? You can estimate, right? I've read all this. According to the gist of verse 13, Surah 13, ayat 43, the knowledge of the heavenly book is with the light of Ali. So if you miss Ali, you miss the light, the knowledge, and this knowledge of the heavenly book too, with the light of Ali. So Ali has this light and this all knowledge is there, or something like that. Or precisely, you know what it means. Maybe I can't explain it. This means, or maybe I can put it properly. This means that whoever wants to acquire knowledge and wisdom of the Quran must have recourse to the Imam of the time with utmost devotion and willingness, so that the Imam, through his special, oh, good, and it goes, all right, recognition of them is very essential. The wisdom of all Quranic verses is Ismailism and the recognition of the Imam. So I was like, oh my God, this Imam, he's done so much, and maybe I'm missing something that I cannot tell humanity. His AKDN has reached out to many, many around the world and whatnot. I mean, the way he's even, keeping his Ismaili is amazing, amazing. Peace, fighting with no one, never troubling anyone. So I was like, have I missed something now? Let's see if the. So I was like comping. I was like trembling inside, shaking. Like it was like a shock. I was scared also. But no, what I showed you in the previous ayat, we came to that, right? This ayat here, Surah 34, Sabah, ayat 50. This makes sense in the Ismaili Quran. So going so far, before that, stop and see whether Quran has contradictions, which that Quran ayat says. Ponder. And it's in the Ismaili Quran ayat about that. If the Quran has much contradiction, then it's from other than Allah. So I was trembling in all this. Anyway, excuse me, yeah? So then I come to another ayat, I guess, and it's like Surah Najm ayat 12. But when the companions are questioning him about what he saw, Surah Najm ayat 12, Allah says, will you then dispute with them concerning what you saw? Right? So this here. Oh, it's not on stage, sorry. So previously from the Ismaili, please forgive me, I didn't notice that it hasn't come on stage. Oh God. Okay, so here it didn't come on stage. It's enough. So I was discussing this. Ismaili acquire knowledge, wisdom, must have recourse to the Imam of the time. Very, very important. Others, you'll miss all these pearls of, you'll miss so much Nahmat, Fazl Kareem, Fazl Azim, the lie. What not you're going to miss, the true guidance you're going to miss, the miracles, greatest miracles of the Holy Prophet that were all living light in this world together with this book. You're going to miss all this. So I was like, oh, yeah. See, Allah is sufficient as witness between me and you, and He who has knowledge of the heavenly book. Do you think I want Sunnis also to miss this? And this is not, you see, Ismailis don't have that missionary work. Salim Lalani says the Ismaili missionaries lying and all this, but I never thought that Ismailis had missionary work. They were missionaries. But I'm saying this because Sunnis, why would I want you to miss all these great things? I loved a principal who was a Sunni, who was a Bastaki Sunni in Karachi. I loved her whole family. I wanted to be there of any service to her family, right? And bless whole Karachi, Pakistan. So I care for you, right? Sorry, something just keeps going off here. Just a minute, please properly burn this. So this, but do you realize before even like what we've missed here? But Imam, there are contradictions in the Quran and in your Quran too, in this Quran. So then we go to Najm, right? So will you dispute with them? And then we find this ayat. Now in Surah, in Ismaili Quran, sorry, yes, Surah. So I too, there's nothing here of Surah. See this Allah, like, will you dispute with him what he saw? Of course they want to ask, like, what did you see? We want to know, right? And why can't they see it? Okay, so you tell them you can't see it because you're not right now the kind of people that can believe us. You haven't come up with something like this, you know. Not that will you dispute with him what he saw. That's not the way. This is a psycho. This is a covert narcissist. Allah. He's a. He's supposed to give you evidence of what he saw. He's supposed to show you. So I had to come here because the Ismailis don't have much on this except for this. So please tell us the meaning of the best of sustainers and the Jesus and see how. And then there is something on this ayat here I found. Yeah, you see, the 12th, Surah 53, ayat 12 verse says, do you dispute with the Prophet about the things that he saw? I wanted to know the reason. The 13th. So that's all. So Miraj, completely wisdom of the 18th. What is the reason that you do mention Jibrail in the secrets of the above mentioned verse? There's no mention of Jibrail here. Jibrail is not alone. Rather, there are 5 angels of Revelation. The highest one is well known by the name of pen. See, that's an angel, and the next is tablet, and it's then Israfil and Mikhail. So hardly much on, like, do you question him on what he saw? What he saw, what the Prophet saw. He's seeing, you're not, the companions are not seeing it. So of course they are going to question him. But Ismailis have nothing much on this yet to say where they are going from. They could. It's really scary in the sense that I could, like, what have I missed here? No. I think you see what I think now. I'll show you what I think. No, what I've come to after. So showing you this. So you see this ayat is in the smiley. So will you dispute with him over what he saw? Now imagine Imam seeing something and he should tell us, right? The evidence. He's the evidence for Imam, for Allah, the light of Allah on earth and all this. So if we ask him, if we dispute, like, what did you see? Even if we're asking him that this Quran is using such a hard word, will you dispute with him over what he saw? Like they're disputing with him. Like you would take the calamity of Thursday and say, Umar disputed about this, what Prophet Muhammad said. No. Then Allah should say, oh, some of you disputing, don't dispute. We'll show you what he saw, right? Or something like this. So if it's made to make you see that, oh, they're disputing with him over what he saw, and that's not right, like ask him, what did you see? But even that is not given in this Quran ayat. Okay, since you asked, and this is for the believers or afterwards also, what he saw, this is how you see. Like you have to see it to know it. By just telling you, this is not a book of a story. It's a book of evidence, signs of Allah. This is a sign of Allah. So this is a sign. Ayat means sign. So will you dispute with them? Oh, what is what kind of an ayat is this? Sign of Allah is this? That doesn't have evidence. Just saying, will you dispute with him what he saw? Now you see that we come to this ayat. Where do we come? we come to they love them as they should love, right? Surah, back to this ayat. Surah Baqarah at 165. They make should is in brackets. Notice. And this ayat is in the Ismailis. So let's go back to, I wasn't going, but just Surah Baqarah at 165. What can I do? Because what your bias, your indoctrination, Surah Baqarah at 165. Where's it? Oh, God. You know, you have to love Prophet Muhammad, Allah, Prophet Muhammad. So I'll show you. In this verse, God praises the intensity of the love of moments for Allah by saying, oh, okay, I didn't go to the ayat. In the verse, Surah Baqarah at 165, God praises the intensity of the love of moments for Allah by saying, but what have you been told? If you love Allah, follow the Prophet. Allah will love you. We're going there too. I'm going to the Ismaili Quran there too. They are strongest in love for God. Can you make out? Moment. Such moments are in fact the true ardent lovers of God and true and ardent lovers of God. Sorry, I missed the end. Further in the same surah, in verse Surah Baqarah 200, the moments are commanded to remember God as they remember their fathers, rather more intensely. There are many ways in which to accomplish this fruitful, extremely useful act. One most effective way is Gidya, is Zari, i.e., weeping and shedding tears with humility, which melts the carnal soul very easily and results in the remembrance of God and intense and ardent love for God. Ashhadu hubban illah. And those who believe are the strongest in love for God. The strongest love of God is termed divine love, ishq ilahi. Ishq, love for God and the Prophet. Now, not only ishq ilahi, but now you see, thank you, Ismailis, for clarifying what you moments, even the Shias, 12 Shias, like my father. Ishq, love for God, the Prophet, and the Imam. Oh, the light of my eyes, study the blessed verses of Surah Baqarah at 165 carefully. And those who believe are strongest in love for Allah. But what has happened? You know, Prophet's love for Ali. Ali, Rasuli Jane, Ali ka pyar. I've written in my teenage, or maybe less than that, 11 years old when I was. Rasul hi jane Ali ka pyar, when Rasulullah Najul Balagha, it is, I can't find that. Oh Allah, do not let me die unless I see Ali. Ali had gone for, or some kind of prayer like this. And you're saying against polytheists that they love someone. Shall I show you Surah Zumar? There you say that these people, you're saying here, oh, these are the people who love someone equal to Allah. You're going to say that. Idol worshipping is wrong. Either. So I'm taking you step by step. May God give me patience. Now it is ishq for God, the Prophet, and the Imam. And they're not wrong. The Ismailis are not wrong. Because what is the great companionship? What is attach yourselves to whom? Where's that ayat? The Ismailis are not wrong in this. Surah Zumarat. You're telling the polytheists. This is in the Ismaili Quran also. Surah Zumarat 3. Unquestionably, for Allah is the pure religion, and those who take protectors besides Him, we only worship them that they may bring us near to Allah in position. Huh? We only worship them. What do they worship them for? Not like your prophet, who is, oh, I didn't check. Yeah, they're saying they only worship them so they may bring us near to the position of Allah. The Ismailis or whoever of you are going to say Allah does not guide you is a liar and disbeliever, meaning what? How are you going to take this meaning and understand this part of the ayat? Allah does not. So if these people are lying or what? If they lie, let's suppose they lie, well, they can bring you close to Allah. Let's suppose if they are lying, this is what Allah means about liars and disbelievers. No, no, don't take this verse like that, this part. Allah does not guide the liars and the disbelievers. Since they are liars, want to be powerful men, and even spiritually, they say gurus, false gurus, and this and that. Men of light, they say they are beings of light, masters. They're lying to you, so they cannot guide you, and they're confirmed disbelievers. So don't go to them. Don't worship them. Worship Allah. But who are you worshiping? Prophet Muhammad. Indirectly. Oh, goodness. Right? So this, please take it in the proper, whichever way you take it. I've got you. Right? If you understand. Al Imran verse 31 says, say, O Muhammad, if you should love Allah, then follow me. This ayat is in the Ismailis. Allah will love you and forgive you your sins. So whatever sin now is forgiven. Follow Prophet Muhammad. All your sins will be forgiven. And Allah is merciful. Okay. Who are you supposed to follow if you love Allah? Then what comes? Obeying Prophet Muhammad is equal to obeying Allah. Surah Fat ayat 9 also comes, honoring Prophet Muhammad. How much you people love Allah or Prophet Muhammad? Your love for. So here we have this in the Surah Al Imran verse 31 says, how is heavenly or true love created? And how can it be developed? Can this heavenly love be developed? See, now it's come to the point in the Ismaili Quran. Thank you. So please don't think I'm angry at the Ismailis, but I feel so betrayed. It's not the Ismailis, it's you Sunnis also, and the 12 Shias and the Salafis and the Quran onlys. Now you have all this against, but also the Ismaili Imam has, according to the Holy Quran, love for God is attained by love for the Prophet. Very well. Thank you, Ismailis, thank you. Oh, you don't know this. What has Krishna said? What has Krishna said? I'm jumping, I have no patience. To some, the love between Radha and Krishna might appear to be adult. Let's start from the very beginning. Christians also come. Although it originated as Christian holiday in honor of Saint Valentine, Valentine's Day has become a global celebration of romantic love observed. Corinthians 13 is there. For Christians, what is love? Love is greater than faith and hope. Greatest is love. Not only Valentine's Day, I give you Corinthians 13. Other religions have long had their own myths centered on love. What is love? Who is Krishna? The story of Radha and Krishna is first found in the Bhagavad Purana, a text dated by scholars somewhere between the 5th and the 10th centuries. Okay, now look at this. The tragic story is dear to devotees not only because of the very real human feelings it evokes, but also because of its deep theological significance. In the Vaishnava tradition, the Hindu tradition in which this story features most prominently, to some, the love between Radha and Krishna might appear to be, they say it themselves, adulterous or scandalous, given that she is married. The focus of the tradition, though, is not so much on the scandal, but on the deep, spontaneous, genuine love that it illustrates. Radha's love for Krishna is so strong that it is willing to fly in the face of social conventions. She is willing to risk the disapproval of her community for this love. And according to Vaishnava theology, this is how individuals' love for God should be. Are they saying for anyone else? They're saying for God should be true love for God, called bhakti or devotion. How does devotion come in you? Telling those people who love Allah, if you love Allah, follow me, then Allah will love you. This is the thing. Ismailis have written it down for you to see. That Quran ayat. Love for God. ये idol worshippers हैं, ये Radha Rani adulteress हैं. Maybe she had problems with her in-laws in her life. God came and said, I will be your lover, Radha. I will be your lover. I'm just, something like this. True love for God, for anyone else or God, called bhakti or devotion. How is it put in you? Should be characterized by wild abandon. It should be spontaneous and free from the mind. And you see, in Vaishnava theology, the gopis represent the many jivas or souls that dwell in the universe, while Krishna is Ishvara, God, the Lord, the Supreme Being. A very popular and beautiful artistic depiction of the relationship between Krishna and the gopis is called the Ras Leela. It depicts, these are dances, these are not sensual like what in the Bible, what John the Baptist, Herod's wife's daughter, who was she? Sister did. This is not sensual dance. What are the Hindus giving you here? The Vishwanites. This is not the dance of the wives that the Mughals brought to Hindustan, Bharat. This is the Ras Leela. You can dance, you can express yourself. It won't bring out the sensuality, but what is it bringing out? What has Krishna done here? सांचा नाम तेरा मैंने हर काम अपना बिगाड़ा तूने हर काम मेरा सवारा. Celine Dion has sung, love can make things, everything I did wrong, any wrong I did, you made it right. This is the God. This is the Hindu God. He has used his divine power to multiply himself so he can dance with each gopi individually. What is this dance? When Krishna finally has to leave, find out for yourself. They're not giving it to you. But when Krishna finally has to leave Vrindavan, the pain of separation, Radha feels is almost unbearable. And I can tell you, yes, because I felt that unbearable pain for 6 years being separated from my teacher, Miss Tissa. When she asks Krishna why she has to feel such pain, he tells her that she must learn to see him in all beings. Here, God is telling her in all beings. Not like your God. Follow this and follow Prophet Muhammad, you'll get the light. He's telling his beloved Radha. It's so hard to see this when love is gone from your heart, when your Lord has left you. But he's telling Radha this is something different. He tells her, I didn't realize I will find this, but thank you so much, theconversation.com. This is how Hindus are taught to develop that love for God in them. It cannot come from the intellect. It cannot come from following Prophet Muhammad. I don't think so. I can show you why. But this love you're saying it's wrong. Krishna is saying after separating from his beloved divine other half, hmm, he tells her that she must learn to see him in all beings when Radharani goes. When Krishna goes and Radharani learn to see him in all beings, not only Muslims or Momins or those who follow me or those who obey me, but he's telling Radharani to see him in all beings, for he dwells in the hearts of all. Oh my God, so easy. But very hard to find the Lord after you have left your separated, severed from your loved one. I can't see her face, her voice. I want to hear her voice. My grandaunt, she was like my grandaunt. लोगों ने ऐसे ऐसे गंदगी फेंकी. Ah, it's like my mother's arms when I saw her sitting below us on VIP in a cricket stadium, cricket match. I took the binoculars from my brother. I was just watching Miss Tissa downstairs. Her hands. It wasn't anything sensual. Allah, Miss Tissa's fingers. That ring. But I couldn't learn Krishna saying to Radharani, this pain, learn to see him in all beings. I just was going after Mr. Sa. Sorry, I couldn't love anyone else. I couldn't see God. So that was my thing. Okay. I am not here to emotionally charge you up. Sorry, but it came like this. For he dwells in the hearts of all beings. So if you've lost your loved one, like Krishna left, you find God in your heart, not in the Quran, not in the sight of Imam Ali knowledge. You find God in your heart, for God's sake, not in your mind. Oh, sorry, excuse me, I have to go now. Thank you. I'll come back later. I'm broken. How misguided we have been. It makes me cry. Sorry, didn't come here to break down and make you feel sorry for myself or make you like go. I'm sorry, excuse me.